The dangers of chlorinated pools and the safe alternatives. Dr. Oz, show date October 20, 2009.
But what people don't recognize, and this is perhaps the most important thing I'm going to say today, because a lot of you know there's a problem here, you don't recognize you've got a problem here, which is the water we bathe in and shower in. Now, I'll tell moms right now, and I don't want to hedge on this, I don't think that you should be bathing your kids in the tub, because what ends up happening is the water's got chlorine in it, chloroform, other chemicals and byproducts get into the water. It's warm. That opens up the pores of the child. Child bathes in the water. All those chemicals get absorbed through the skin because the skin is very absorptive, and your child, therefore, is being contaminated.
Years ago, I read a book by a Dr. Joseph Price entitled Coronaries, Cholesterol, and Chlorine. His research indicated that almost all coronary heart disease, including strokes, is caused by chlorinated water. There's much new research that expands these claims to everything from cancer to asthma. Dr. Price conducted a series of studies using chickens as his subjects. He found that over 95% of the chickens that drank chlorinated water developed atherosclerosis, or hardening of the arteries, in just a few short months. Much more recently, a scientist with the EPA performed a similar experiment with pigeons with the exact same results. Now, I know it's confusing because we've been taught that cholesterol is the big culprit. Approximately 80% of the cholesterol in our body is produced in the liver, irrespective of our dietary intake. Much research indicates that there is little to no correlation between the dietary cholesterol consumption and the serum blood levels. Chlorine, of course, is put in water to disinfect it, to kill bacteria and viruses that cause diseases like typhoid and cholera. And it does an okay job of that. The rub is that it damages people too. One noted biochemist says that chlorine is so dangerous that it should be banned. Another stated that chlorinated water is hazardous to our health, if not deadly. Remember, chlorine is used as a chemical weapon like mustard gas from World War I to Iraq, as well as dry cleaning solvents and bleaches. Autopsies performed on 300 GIs from the Korean War with an average age of 22 years found that 80% of them showed gross evidence of hardening and almost complete blockage of some of their arteries. Their water had been so heavily chlorinated that some of them had difficulty in drinking it. At normal consumption rates, it may take 20 to 30 years for the damage to show up. Of interest is the fact that about 20 years after the commencement of chlorination in America, there was a tremendous increase in the heart attack rate. Additionally, the cancer rate is 93% higher for those who consume chlorinated water. We're not only exposed to chlorine in the water we drink, but we bathe and swim in it. It's been found that to inhale the hot steam in a shower can give you up to 100 times the exposure of drinking the water. And some experts have warned that if you can smell the chlorine at a pool, don't go in.
This is an eye-opening demonstration of chemicals in your water. Unfiltered tap water, which we will pour in 2 glasses. OTO chemical, test for chlorine, very sensitive for it. 10 drops. Notice it turning yellow, the evidence of chlorine. No chlorine in this water. Where did that chemical go? While I was testing this glass over 10 seconds, all that chemistry went into my skin and my hands. The evidence is clear. They're right.
Did you ever think that taking a shower or a leisurely swim would be hazardous to your health? 2 of the major effects of chlorine on the body are that it creates massive amounts of free radicals that create inflammation generally, but specifically in the blood vessels. That in turn starts forming plaques that are basically like miniature benign tumors. Additionally, the chlorine ions that line the vessels have a negative 2 charge, so that the calcium ions that have a positive 2 charge that are circulating in the blood are attracted to and bond, creating more plaquing and clogging, which is a dangerous combination. I recommend that you try to go chlorine-free.
Hi everybody, I'm Raymond Francis. A 2010 study in the European Respiratory Journal reached startling conclusions. Young children who spend more than a total of 20 hours in a chlorinated pool suffer permanent lung damage. Regular chlorine and so-called salt pools are health hazards to everybody. And these chemicals do genetic damage that has been linked to asthma and bladder cancer. As a practical matter, don't allow young children to swim in chlorinated pools, and most especially not in large public pools. If you own a pool, switch from a chlorine system to a non-chlorine system.
A lot of people are under the misrepresentation from a lot of companies that a salt system is a non-chlorine pool. It is not. What it does is it converts sodium chloride into liquid chlorine. In other words, the salt was converted to chlorine via a salt chlorinator. So that became very popular the last 10, 15 years, and a lot of pool companies, us included, we kind of jumped on the bandwagon because we were told by the manufacturer it had no side effects, it was wonderful. Ionization probably is the least expensive way to sanitize a pool by far. It kills bacteria and viruses, which is what you want a sanitizer to do, prevents algae growth. It has no effect on the skin, so you don't get irritated eyes or itchy skin. It has no effect on the pH of a pool water, as opposed to a salt system, which drives the pH pretty high and you have to be bringing it down constantly. So this has no effect. It's totally non-corrosive to any equipment, unaffected by sunlight, and you're going to reduce your chlorine or bromine requirement by probably about 90%. Now, what we recommend to all our customers is basically put an ionizer on your pool. So with this system, you get all the benefits without any of the negatives.
It's a well-documented fact that copper ions kill algae, while silver ions will help kill bacteria and viruses. By using nature's most precious minerals as the basis of its technology, the Mineral Pure system works by applying a copper or copper-silver ionization process to your pool or spa's water. A computerized control box sends a precise, low-voltage DC charge to a pair of scientifically formulated electrodes composed of safe, natural minerals. They're placed in line of the existing equipment on the return line of the pool or spa. Safe and natural mineral ions are then released into the water.
Now you know why our ancestors and our great-grandparents put copper and silver coins in their water and village fountains. And we understand why silver and copper coins were also thrown in the wishing well. It was the city water supply. Now concerning the ozonator and how it works.
All natural ozone has been used in water treatment for over 150 years, and it is used around the world every day. From 95% of bottled water to 75% of European and municipal systems to industrial and food grade applications, ozone is known for its strength, safety, and fresh taste. Ozone is much faster and stronger than chlorine, but quickly breaks down to oxygen when it's done. Only ozone systems can offer 3-in-1 treatment in just one system. A big advantage of ozone is that it is created on site. To make ozone, we dry ambient air and pass it through our corona discharge generator. Corona discharge is an electrical current like lightning that splits the two oxygen molecules apart. The oxygen molecules then reform as O3 to make ozone. The ozone is then sucked into the system and thoroughly mixed in the water for treatment. The third oxygen molecule of ozone, the hydroxyl radical, is aggressive and eagerly splits off to attack water contaminants. It quickly ruptures bacteria, virus, and cysts, killing them quickly. E. coli, Giardia, and even crypto are no match for ozone. Ozone also oxidizes metals like iron, lead, and manganese. It takes them from a dissolved state to larger chunks that the filters can catch. Without ozone, these contaminants would pass right through. Ozone has the unique ability to keep healthy minerals, but is known as one of the only methods to safely break down harsh contaminants like many pesticides, drugs, medicines, and chemicals that are becoming an emerging concern in water treatment. Finally, ozone also fixes aesthetics like color, taste, and odor. Even the dreaded rotten egg smell from sulfur and most tannin color is eliminated with ozone, naturally and easily.
Rowan, why do you have a fish in the pool?
Because Pops put it in here.
Pops did it. Oh, he's sick. He's like weakened in this chlorine pool.
Rowan's fine.
We gotta get him. We gotta put him back in the lake. Come on.
It's weakening.
Poor catfish. No, he's like half dead. Swim, fishy, swim. Oh, look, he turned over. He turned over. Maybe he'll come back to life. Anybody watching this? This is why you can't throw fish in the pool. They'll die. This one will be lucky if he lives.
Who has beguiled us to think that our health is not also in grave danger for bathing or swimming in chlorinated water?
Pretty sad for this fish.
Clearly, it's mean to do this to all life, especially our children and our elderly.
Because it's mean to do that to fish.
This is why the Park Pool Committee recommends a safer and cleaner method of sanitation for the Light and Life Park Pool.
Mineral Pure uses technology that was actually used thousands of years ago and has been used in various applications over the years. The ancient Greeks were the first to discover the sanitizing power of copper. The Egyptians kept their water in silver containers to prevent contamination. In 1967, NASA scientists capitalized on this knowledge and developed an ionization process used for safe drinking water aboard the Apollo flights. They did not want to bring chlorine into space. In 1989, NASA granted Clearwater Envirotech a license to commercialize this technology, thus the creation of Mineral Pure. Mineral Pure will reduce chlorine use dramatically in residential pools and spas, and it will reduce chlorine use up to 75% in commercial pools and spas. You'll be amazed at the clarity of the water. Your investment is quickly recovered by reducing the need of costly chlorine products, bags of salt, and algicides. Today, Mineral Pure is used by some of the world's largest water parks, including Six Flags and Wet n Wild, saving them hundreds of thousands of dollars every year in chlorine. In 1994, Clearwater Enviro was featured in Spin-Off, a NASA publication that features companies that use NASA-developed technology. The story featured our ionization system on the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, now home of Winter, the star dolphin from the box office blockbuster movie Dolphin Tale. Mineral Pure is backed with a 5-year warranty on residential units and 3 years on commercial models. The majority of our models are UL and CUL listed and NSF International certified, the most reputable certification company in the world. Mineral Pure, the healthy alternative to chlorine.